All right, let's get started. Let's find a comfortable seat, whatever that means. I have to move my tail out of the way. I'm seated cross-legged, seated up on some blankets, but if that didn't work for me, I would sit in whatever position felt good to me. Then we're going to take the heels of the hands to the upper thighs. Right? We talk a lot, and there are some yoga traditions that they do, like Ashtanga. They do the same poses every single time they come to the mat, and it's in a set sequence. And so they know how their body is doing in the context of how their body is reacting to the poses that they're doing, because they do the same poses every time. Now, in Iyengar yoga, we don't do that, but I think there's utility to doing some small gestures the same every single time. And my favorite, as you know, is this one. And then let's take it side to side. So pressing into one thigh, leaning away, turning to look up towards the sky. So we're leaning in one direction, turning the head in the other direction. And in this way, we're wringing out the torso a bit. And then back through center over to the other side. And then you take your time going back and forth a few times, right? It's not just the sinuses that get dry and cranky this time of year. I would say it's most of our body. Yeah. Gorgeous. Coming back to neutral a couple of times, run the heel of the hand from the hip towards the knee. Really put some energy into it, right? So you're really pressing down, really lengthening, getting a bit of a massage in. Nice. And then you're going to let your hands come over your kneecaps. So you're holding onto your knees. Drop your tailbone straight towards the earth and reach through the crown of your head. Nice. And then we're going to start to make circles with the torso. Right? So you're holding onto the knees. You're getting to decide how big or small these circles are. And you can make them as big as your arms allow, or you can make them very small. Right? There are no rules. Just do what feels good. Gorgeous. And then on an exhalation, let's change directions, going the other way. Right? This is almost like a churning. We're getting into the low back, we're getting into the belly. Really behooves us to pay attention to digestion this time of year. Well, all times of year, but especially as we get drier and colder. And then I want you to start making the circles a little smaller, a little slower. And I would have you close the eyes here if you feel safe and comfortable to do it. And start to make the circles even smaller, even smaller, even smaller. Until eventually the circles are so small that maybe outside of you, no one would be able to tell what was going on, but internally you can feel that little tiny revolution. And then even that comes to stillness. Right? It's like centering clay on a wheel. If anything needs adjusting, if you didn't end up exactly where you feel like you need to be, please feel free to shift in any way that feels useful. And then depending on how warm or cold you feel, you'll either leave the palms down on the thighs or turn the palms over, palms open and receptive. And you might try both. Especially if you've been feeling overstimulated lately, you might decide to keep the palms of the hands down. And then drop your tailbone again. Refresh the length of the spine, reaching the base of the skull, up towards the sky. Shoulder blades stay down the back. Navel moves back. And what does that mean? Well, it means I'm bringing the belly button back towards the spine. And you might even feel the weight go back towards the back part of the sits bones a little bit. That's fine. And then I really want you to draw up from the pubic bone to the belly button. And we described this a couple of weeks ago, like buttoning your jeans and then zipping them up. And these are the old fashioned jeans with no stretch, and they just came out of the dryer. So you've really got to kind of work with that. Button the jeans and then zip them up. And then notice sometimes that causes our lower frontal ribs to fold down. I want you to refresh the lift of the collarbones. Gorgeous. Relax the shoulders, balance the skull. It might even feel very nice to dip the ear towards the shoulder in one direction and then the other. And then just for giggles, let's drop the chin towards the chest and then lift the chin towards the sky and then drop the chin towards the chest and lift it towards the sky. And then finally, chin parallel to the floor like an owl, turning the head from side to side. Someone said the other day that owls were the birds with the most cat energy, and I thought about that for a while. I was like, yeah, it's true. Owls have a lot of cat energy. If you watch videos of them, you can kind of see the similarities. All right, let's bring the head back to neutral. Let the chin dip just slightly below parallel to the floor, reaching up through the base of the skull. Relax the throat, the jaw, the cheekbones. Soften the bridge of the nose and the eyes. Spread the eyebrows, soften the skin of the forehead. Relax the inner ears. And arrive in your breath. Arrive in the inhalation, arrive in the exhalation. Not striving, just noticing, how is the breath today? How have you shown up once again to your mat for this practice of yoga, diving deep into that breath? Noticing whatever you notice, right? There's no wrong observations. Something we need to keep in mind. We're always in a rush, well, not always, but sometimes we're in a rush to change things. We observe something, we're like, oh gosh, no. But give yourself the opportunity to just be however you are today. However you are, right? It's all welcome. Happy, grumpy, sad, angry, joyful, excited. It's all absolutely welcome today. And then bringing the hands together in front of the heart, palm against palm, fingers elongated. Lift the sternum to the base of the thumbs. Make connection there. And then we're preparing for sound. We'll chant the sound of Om 3 times and then invocate. Go ahead, exhale, let go of all the breath you currently have. And then inhale fully to begin. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanao Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vaditamastu, Ma Vidvashavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, let your chin come towards your chest. Let your hands fall to your lap. Just take a moment. Notice internally, what do you need from your practice? Right? We always approach with curiosity. Nice. And then as you inhale, start to flutter the eyelids open, taking in form and space and color. And then as you lift your chin to look up, go ahead and look wide. If you have a window to look out of, perhaps you look out your window. If you have more than one, maybe you try to look out of them all. Why not? Looking at the natural world, or maybe just seeing the sky, whatever you've got. And then bringing the head to neutral. Let's unpack the legs, lifting the knees up, extending the feet forward, ironing out, root to shoot. Get in contact. like pushing toothpaste down the tube all the way towards the knees. Beautiful. Maybe a little forward bend starts to come. It feels good. You want to linger. Do it. Do it. Why not? There are no rules. Yes, and then hands behind beside. Lift and spread the collarbones. Let's point and flex the feet. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Nice. And then feet come to center. Invert. Inner edges forward. Outer edges forward. You know the drill. We're very familiar. Nice. And then back to neutral. Let's curl the toes and then spread the toes. Curl the toes. Spread the toes. Yes. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. I know. Relax your jaw. You can't move your toes with your jaw. Nice. And then big toe up, 4 toes down like you're going to hitchhike with your feet. Very weird thing to do, but here we are. And then big toe forward, 4 toes back, and then back and forth. And then if you're really feeling fancy, you can alternate doing one on one side, the other on the other. Yes. Nice. All right, from here, scoop up underneath the knees, bring the feet to the floor, and we're going to knock the knees from side to side. Just loosening up the hips. You might even feel inclined to linger on one side, pushing this top hip forward a bit, helping to wring out the low back. Bring it back through center. Oh, and do the other side. Yes. Okay, from here, we're going to start with chest opener on blocks. So we need 2 blocks. How high you set them up is really going to be up to you, but here's what I would do if you can. So if my back body tolerated it, I would put the medium block and then the tall block so that the medium block was lengthwise down your mat so it can go between your shoulder blades. Now, if you're looking at this and you're like, Veronica, my body just doesn't do this like that, that's fine. You can do a flat block and a medium block. That's perfectly fine. But if you can, go for it, medium block and tall block. And then we're laying back and down, getting the bottom tip of the shoulder blades to line up with the bottom tip of that first block. Then the head is resting on the tall block. And it feels pretty nice. All right, feels pretty useful. Now, if once you get down here, you're like, ooh, I need to adjust things. Always remember you're never locked in anywhere. You can always shift, you can always move, you can always make another choice. It's okay. Once you come down into whatever position you are going to be in, we're going to reset the shoulder blades here. And we're going to do it one at a time. So you've got your elbows bent. Maybe your thumbs are near your shoulders. And then one at a time, you're going to tip the elbow. It's like a little chicken wing. You tip the elbow towards the sky. It's like you're swiveling the upper arm bone in the shoulder socket. What happens is that then the shoulder blade gets drawn down the back. Then you can rest that arm on the floor. Then you do the second side. You tilt your elbow up towards the sky like a little chicken wing. And then you relax it. How far the arms are away from the hips is really up to you. We're going to spend a few moments here just breathing. You don't have to extend the legs right off the bat or at all. As a matter of fact, sometimes this feels better with the knees bent, but you can play around, try it out. If having the legs extended feels good, you can do that. If not, keep the knees bent. It really doesn't matter. The main event here is the upper back. So take another few breaths here. You might gently take the head, a tiny micro movement from side to side. You're on that tall block, so we have to be careful not to fall off of it. It's very possible. Beautiful. All right, then from here, we are going to pick up the arms. You're going to lift them up towards the sky. Now listen carefully. You're going to bend your elbows out to the sides of the room. So now your biceps are parallel to the floor. Then I want you to turn the palms of your hands towards the wall in front of you. So you're doing like a weird cactus pose. Nice. Still with me here. You're going to let the backs of the hands fall down to the level of the elbows. So we're in this goalpost pose with our upper back on the block, our head on the block, and now both our bicep and our forearms are parallel to the floor. Okay, so I sometimes call this the upside down skydiver pose, right? Because if you see skydivers, they'll have their arms out to stop their descent or slow it down. Then from here, the invitation is to rock a little side to side on our block, right? It's not a huge movement, although some of you, the elbows might come to the floor on either side. It's just a way to use the block that's underneath our upper back to massage our upper back, right? And one of the things I see as the weather starts to get cold and blustery is that people start to curl in on their front body a little more, and that can feel very challenging as far as keeping the chest open, right? If you start to constrict there, you start to get all sorts of problems in the thoracic spine and the lung tissue. So it really behooves us to try and do these chest openers when we think of it. So again, I'm just sort of rocking, almost sliding side to side. I say sliding because it feels like my upper back and my shoulder blades are getting an opportunity to slide over the block. You can really get the edge of the block if you've got anything going on. Sometimes you get that adhesion between the shoulder blade and the spine. You can get the block in there and really work it out. It feels very useful. Take another few breaths here in whatever action you're participating in. Nice. And then let the arms come back to the floor. They might be closer to your hips. They might be a little further away. It doesn't matter. Take a breath here. And then if your legs are extended, I want you to go ahead and bend the knees. If you're protecting your spine for any reason, you're welcome just to roll off to the side here. You don't have to go for this next part. But if you're willing, we'll get a little bit of abdominal work here. And so I want you to take your hands behind the back of your head to support your head. Take a nice long inhale. And then as you exhale, I want you to peel your upper torso up part way. So now your upper back is still on the block, but now your head, you're looking between your knees. You're like in halfway of a sit-up. Nice. Then you're going to release your skull, lengthen your arms forward, navel to spine, pubic bone to belly button. And you're going to see, could you just sit right up off that block? Could you just sit right up off that block? Beautiful. Now, if the block behind you is on the flat aspect, I want you to turn it to medium now and go ahead and grab the block that was underneath your head. We're going to put it between the hands. We're going to do a little bit of an abdominal series here. Now, the closer your feet are towards your buttocks, the harder this is. The further away they are, the easier it gets. How high your block is makes it easier or harder too. So we'll have opportunities to change it. So I'm holding the wide block between my hands in front of me. We're going to inhale here. Then as you exhale, you lean back to tap your shoulder blades. Then you inhale to come back up. So exhale, navel to spine, tap the shoulder blades. Inhale, come back up. If you're like, well, this feels pretty easy, then you might move the feet a little closer to the glute muscles. Or you might flip the block behind you to a flatter aspect. So now you've got a longer distance to go. More of the deep core abdominals are working. And then if you're a real fire breather and you just want to go for it, you could take the block behind you away completely and tap your shoulder blades towards the floor. So it becomes more like a little classic sit-up. Now, if it's bothering your hips at all, I want you to flex the feet and leave the heel bones on the earth. That'll help to alleviate tension in the hip flexors. Nice. Exhale to go back. Really draw that navel to the spine. Inhale to sit up. Yes, let's do a few more. Soften the jaw, the teeth, the tongue. And then last option to make it a little bit harder. As you come up, see if you could raise the block over your head. Yes, tap the shoulders down. As you come up, inhale, lift the block. Exhale, curl it down. Right? So we're just adding a little extra challenge. Soften the jaw and the eyes. Let's do 3 more, whatever variation you're in. Nice. Last one. Lift the block, then put it to the side. Soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana, just a super simple one, leaning forward over the feet. Take a breath here. And then come all the way back up. Let's take a blanket for the head, have a block nearby, and a strap ready to go. We're going to come all the way down onto our back body now with nothing underneath us except for the blanket underneath our head and shoulders. We're going to stretch the legs out in Supta Panangushtasana. Have your flat block at the outer right hip. Go ahead, gather up your strap. On an exhale, draw that right knee towards you. Strap goes over the ball of the foot, and then we lengthen the leg up towards the sky. It feels nice to stretch the hamstrings out after that little bit of core work. You don't think about it, but your hamstrings help you there. Back of that right hip is heavy on the floor. We're not peeling the back of the pelvis off the earth. It's a little bit of cheating, right, when we do that. Shoulder blades are down the back of the neck is nice and long. Go ahead, extend that left leg onto the floor, moving it to the left 2 inches. That left foot acts like it touches a wall. So the sole of the foot is lengthening, but we're not being aggressive, right? It's easy to aggressively flex the feet here, so be gentle. Then both straps go into the right hand. Right hand has the strap, left arm reaches out to the left, palm of the hand is down. We're inhaling to get long, exhaling to take that right leg out and down to the right. Go ahead, plug the upper right arm bone into the shoulder socket, and then direct your tailbone towards the inner left heel. Another way to think about it would be to move your outer right hip away from your outer right rib cage. Now refresh the pressing of the back of that left leg into the earth, and notice how that lengthens the back of the spine. Right? Your chin will move towards your chest a little bit. Upper abdomen rolls from right to left. Lower abdomen rolls from left to right. Take 3 full breaths here, just letting yourself be in the pose. Gorgeous. One more full inhalation. Then as you exhale, let's take that leg back up to neutral. Nice. So listen carefully. We're going to take the block and move it so that it will catch our upper thigh. I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So I'm moving the block over to my side, right? It's now on the left side. And I know I'm not mirroring you anymore, but that's okay. My right arm is going to go out to the right. My left hand is holding on to the strap that's around my right foot. We inhale here, and then we're exhaling to go over to the left. Now, if all has gone well, that block is there to catch you at the left or at the inner right thigh. I've actually rolled onto my outer left hip, outer left foot. Those that can, you keep the right arm extended out to the right. Right shoulder is heavy on the floor, and you turn to look to the right. Those of you who the right shoulder started to come off the floor, I want you to bend the right elbow and place the right hand on your right rib cage. This will help to protect the shoulder. Your face will be looking directly at the sky, right? So 2 options. If your right shoulder is grounded on the floor, feels stable, you turn the head to look out over that right arm. If the shoulders come up, then you bend the elbow and hold onto the ribs. The inner right thigh is supported. That keeps the leg at the level of the hip so we don't end up crossing the groins. Beautiful. Couple of deep breaths here. Softening the jaw, the teeth, the tongue. Nice. And then we're going to take a deep inhale. On the exhale, we're bringing that right leg back up to center. And then we're going to come to tailor's pose. So I've got the strap in my left hand. I'm going to bend the right knee out to the side as I start to use the strap to bring the right foot a little closer. And then I'm resting the right ankle on top of the left thigh. So you have to bend the left knee, bring the left foot to the floor. And then we're going right into tailor's pose. So you can let go of the strap and then draw that left knee towards you as you resist the right knee away. You can either hold on behind the thigh, or your strap's right there. If you need it, you thread that behind the thigh, right? How do you know which one to do? Well, if you interlace your hands behind the left thigh and all of a sudden your head, neck, and shoulders come off the floor, that's a really good indication that you might benefit from using a strap. And there's nothing wrong with that. The straps are just tools that help us achieve the pose we're looking to achieve. And then, as we've done before, you can shift the legs a little side to side here, looking for whatever stretch feels useful. Breathing into it. Gorgeous. One more deep breath here. And then as you exhale, we release everything to the floor. Both feet come down. Knees are bent. Just pause here for a moment. Maybe you close the eyes, taking a few breaths, letting everything equilibrate. Noticing any differences between the sides. And then in theory, your block is already on the left side of your body. Just turn it flat and tuck it into the outer left hip. We gather up our strap again, drawing the left knee towards us. Strap goes over the ball of the foot, and we lengthen the leg up towards the sky. Chin comes towards the chest. Shoulder blades are down the back. Give yourself a few breaths here. Don't be in a hurry to extend that right leg. Can you reach the extreme of the left heel away from the back of the hip, really opening the back of the knee? Nice. And as you feel ready, now we can extend that right leg onto the floor, move it to the right just a bit. Gives you some space to have a pelvis. And then press the back of the right leg down. Notice how that lengthens the back of the neck. Yes, both straps into the left hand. Right arm reaches out to the right. Palm of the hand is down. Inhale to lengthen the left leg. Exhale, take it out and down to the left. Plug the upper left arm bone into the shoulder socket. Lower abdomen rolls right to left. Upper abdomen left to right. Tailbone moves towards that inner right heel. It's like you're moving the outer left hip away from the outer left rib cage. Nice deep breaths here. Gorgeous. On your next exhale, let's take that left leg back to neutral. I'm setting up my block at my outer right hip now. It's on its tall aspect. Might need to move it if we don't land on it. That's okay. Then I'm switching the strap into the right hand and lengthening the left arm out to the left. Back of the hand is on the floor. That rolls the upper arm down so the shoulders can stay nice and healthy. We're going to inhale here. Then as you exhale, you take the leg over to the right, rolling on to the outer right hip, outer right foot. The block catches you at the upper thigh. Remember our options here. If the left shoulder can stay heavy on the floor, I want you to turn your head to look out over that left arm. If the shoulder is lifting off the earth, then you're going to bend your elbow and place your hand on your lower left rib cage. If the left arm's extended out to the left, you can keep the gaze looking there. If the elbow is bent, you might just be looking at the sky. Last few breaths here, I want you to think of pressing the outer right leg into the ground as you roll the outer left hip away from the rib cage. Big breaths here. Nice. On your next exhale, let's come back up to neutral. We're bending the right knee, putting the right foot on the floor. I'm using the strap to help guide my left foot in. Left knee bends out to the left. Outer left ankle lands on that upper right thigh towards the right knee. And then you get to decide how you're going to work here. We're drawing that right knee towards us as we resist the left knee away. You might have the hands interlaced behind the thigh. You might need to use the strap. It's okay either way. Use the tools you need to achieve the pose you're looking for. Outer shoulder blades are heavy, and then you're welcome to shift from side to side, looking to find whatever little bonus stretch you can find. In my body, it might be true for you as well. When I take the legs to the right, the outer left hip, left glute muscle, even the outer thigh get a little bit of extra bonus stretch. Yeah. Nice. Coming back to neutral. One more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, both feet come down to the mat. Clear your props out of the way. Move your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Arms are in a T shape. We're going to let the knees and the head go in opposition. Really take your time here. Might be that it feels very good to linger on one side or the other. We're always interested in giving ourselves time in these shapes. Super useful. Nice. And then as you feel ready, you're going to roll all the way to one side. Pick your favorite side. Doesn't matter. Then using the hands, help yourself up, help yourself out. Mm-hmm. Let's touch a little cat and cow here. So heels of the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. As you inhale, you lengthen your tailbone, lift the chest, lift the gaze. As you exhale, navel to spine, tailbone and head go down. You're just going back and forth at your breath pace, which might be faster or slower than mine. Giving yourself the opportunity to work through the full extension and flexion of the spine. Right? Don't shortchange yourself here just because it's familiar. Don't be mechanical, right? Can you really go from one end to the other? And then because we can, let's take it side to side. So you're lengthening the spine here. Nice. Inhale here, exhale, wag the tail to the right, turn to look over the right shoulder. Nice. Inhale through center, exhale second side. Going back and forth. Lingering where it's necessary. Beautiful. Now from here, we're stretching the legs out one at a time. Take the left leg back. Start to tuck the toes under. Give each toe an opportunity to stretch. Reaching the heel, back, back, back. Hug the muscles to the bone. Perhaps there's so much strength and stability there that the right knee just floats into the belly. Nice. Take another breath. Exhale, right knee down, left knee down, second side. Right leg goes back. We tuck the toes under. Go slow. Stretch, stretch, stretch. We're trying to give the toes an opportunity to find some length here. Right? We don't stretch the toes nearly enough. Then reaching that heel bone back. Draw your navel towards your spine. And in doing that, perhaps that left knee can draw up into the belly. Nice. Exhaling, both knees down. Beautiful. Reset your posture if you need to. We're going to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, or alternative. So I'm planting the hands well, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up and back, drawing the heels towards the earth, pushing the floor away, trying not to hit down on the deltoids, trying not to hit down on the shoulders. Indeed, I'm trying to lift a little up and off as I take my tailbone up and back. If your spine is feeling very tight today, you might keep the knees a smidge soft so you can really lengthen. Otherwise, you're drawing the heel bones down and back. Taking a few breaths here. Allowing yourself to really be in the pose. Nice. And then slowly, slowly Walking the feet forward, coming into standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Big toe ball mound, outer heel pressing. Keep the knees just a little soft so you can allow the head and the shoulders to drape towards the earth. Letting go of the weight of the torso, letting go of the weight of the head. Yes, and you might even shake the head a little no, a little yes, a little maybe. And then let's hook the thumbs in the hip creases, draw the hips back, lengthen the spine, heavy in the heels. Inhale here, then exhale. Let the navel to spine action be what pulls you back up to standing. And then we can roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Nice. Yes. Really getting in there. And indeed, for the shoulders, let's take our strap. Let's make a loop in it that is about armpit length, right? You can see. What does armpit length mean? Well, it means if I have my fingers in the strap and I bring the strap across my chest, I can get my fingers into my armpits, right? And there's just that amount of space, right? No more, no less. Then we'll take the strap behind us around our wrists. Palms of the hands are facing each other, right? So I've got the strap around my wrist, palms of the hands are facing each other. I'm trying to break the strap with my wrists, so I'm really pressing up against the strap. Fingers are moving towards the earth. Now, when I do that, the sternum has to lift. So we let the sternum lift, maybe the chin lifts. You're welcome to stay here, or anyone who wants to, soften the knees a smidge and see if you could go into your Uttanasana with the strap around your wrists, letting the arms come up and overhead perhaps. If it's too much, you can always stay standing, but if you can go for it, let it happen. Beautiful. Then from here, the fingers come up, back, and down, coming back to standing. And then last gesture, let the strap fall off of your arms and feel the lightness that might come. Yes, it feels like your arms want to fly away. Absolutely. All right, from here, Parsvottanasana. So I'm taking my two blocks in front of me. I've got them on their tall aspects. Some of you might want a chair if the blocks feel far away. And then hands come to the hips. Going to take the left foot forward, the right foot back. And this is where you get to make a choice. Are you going to be on tightrope or railroad tracks? And so what does that mean? Well, if I wasn't feeling so stable in my standing poses today, I might take my feet a little wider laterally from left to right so that I was on railroad tracks, right? It's a little more stable. You have a wider base. Others, you're feeling stable and strong today, then you go on a tightrope where your front heel intersects your back heel like you were on a tightrope or a balance beam. We're squaring the hips towards the front of the mat. And then I want you to think of pressing that outer back right heel down, down, down. You feel the inner arch lift. Gorgeous. Don't lock the front knee, but do press big toe ball mound, outer heel. From here, we're inhaling the arms up towards the sky. Then you're going to exhale, hinging forward. Hands find the blocks. Hands find the blocks or the chair directly underneath your shoulders. And then I want you to scoot your shoulders down your back body. Another way to think about that would be, could you move your heart forward away from your belly button? For most of us, the spine comes parallel to the floor. Then leave your right hand on the right block and tuck your left thumb into your left hip crease. Without locking the left knee, hook the left hip back, 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 And that gives you a better opportunity to lengthen the heart away from the belly button. Then maintaining that, the left hand comes back to the block. With the mind at the back heel now, on an exhalation, bow down over this front leg any amount. Don't lose that back heel. Keep pressing it down, down, down. Nice. Then inhale up halfway. Just for giggles, we're going to see what happens. I want you to bend the front knee, spin the back heel up, and walk your blocks forward. We're going to stand onto that left leg and lift the right leg up to hip height. Now listen carefully. You're going to, if you can, take your right hand to your right hip. Left hand is still on the block. Gaze is at the floor. And see if you could bring that right hip over the left hip for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Right? So now the inseam of my right leg is parallel to the floor. Right foot is flexed. Last few breaths here. Lengthen your right arm down your right side. Press your right thigh into your right hand. Navel to spine, pubic bone to belly button, shoulder blades down the back. Then anyone who wants to could turn the gaze to the frontal plane of the pose and then lift the arm up towards the sky. Nice. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Let's go out the way we came. Right hand to right hip. Turn the right hip back to the floor. Right hand finds the block. Bend the left knee, reach, reach, reach with that right leg till the right foot comes to the floor. Take the blocks with you. We touch our Parsvottanasana. Nice. Then taking the hands off the blocks, we're going to use Shalabhasana arms. So now my arms are by my sides. The palms of the hands are up towards the sky. Lengthen the heart forward. We touch this with the strap. It's very similar. Then heavy in the back heel, inhale, exhale to come to standing. Release the arms, turn the feet parallel, walk or jump the feet back together. Take a deep breath. Roll the shoulders if it feels good to do it. You might shake your legs out. You might need to take a little walk around your space. We went on an adventure, a Halloween adventure, right? It might have been a little spooky. That's okay. Let's do our second side. Now we know where we're going, right? We know the lay of the land, the steps to the dance. Choose your idiom. Okay. Hands on the hips, shoulder blades down the back. Just for a moment, reach through the crown of the head. Close the eyes, find the breath. Beautiful. Then, opening the eyes, let's step the right foot forward, the left foot back. You're on tightrope, you're on railroad tracks. Wherever you are, the left foot turns out slightly. Then we square our hips to the front of the mat. We want our two frontal hip bones to be parallel to the wall in front of us. And then don't lock that front right knee. I know it wants to. Gorgeous. From here, inhale the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. Find the blocks underneath your hands. Adjust anything that needs adjusting. Sometimes when we come down, things need to shift. That's okay. Keep the big toe ball mound of the front foot heavy. Keep the back heel heavy. Don't lock the front knee, but try to lengthen the heart away from the belly button. Right? Another way to think about that is to move the shoulder blades down the back. Then hook that right thumb into the right hip crease. Hook it back, hook it back, hook it back. That gives you a little bit of leverage now to get even longer. Nice. And then we're going to maintain that length. And on an exhale, bow down over this front leg any amount. Yes. Gorgeous. Then we're inhaling up halfway. Here we go. Spin the back heel up. Walk your blocks forward. Bend that right knee. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, stand on the right leg and lift the left leg to hip height. Your right hand and right block should be directly underneath your right shoulder. If you can, you're taking your left hand to your left hip. Slowly, slowly turn the left hip up towards the sky. Another way to think about that would be to turn the right ribs up and the left ribs up, right ribs down. Left ribs up, right ribs down. You might still be looking at the floor, that's okay. But I want everyone now to lengthen the left arm down the left leg and bring the left hand to the outer left thigh. Press the outer thigh into the hand into the thigh. And that might give you enough stability that you might be able to slowly turn your gaze towards the frontal plane of the pose. Then if you wanted to, you could lift that left arm up towards the sky. Keep breathing. Soften the jaw, the teeth, the tongue. Nice. And then coming back the way we came in. So left hand to left hip. Square the hips to the ground. Left hand comes to the block. Bend the right knee, reach with the left foot till it comes to the earth. Take the blocks with you. Feet are steady. Press them into the earth like you're going to stretch the mat. Lengthen the heart away from the belly button. And then we're lifting our hands off the blocks to take them behind us in Shalabhasana. So the palms of the hands are facing the sky. The arms are lengthening. Nice. Inhale here. Then exhale, navel to spine, come up to standing, turn the feet parallel, step or jump the feet back together. Good job. Roll the shoulders. Forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Beautiful. Let's take something symmetrical. You know where we're going. Parsvottanasana. I've got my blocks in front of me. And then I am stepping my feet wide. Stepping my feet as wide as feels comfortable. I don't want to be like Bambi on the ice, but I want to have the space that I feel like I'm getting broadness through the pelvis. I've lined my heels up with the back long edge of the mat. That's a pro tip. Big toe ball mound, outer heel pressing, inner thighs spiraling towards the wall behind us. Keep the weight balanced between the toes and the heels, and then walk the blocks forward. Nice. Lift the navel. Beautiful. And then walking the blocks back in. We're taking the head to something. Some of you can get the crown of the head right on the earth. Others, you're setting up a block or blocks. Hands are on the floor. Perhaps they're between the feet, shoulders distance apart. Everyone's lifting the shoulders away from the back of the neck. Pressing firmly, big toe ball mound, outer heel. Big toe ball mound, outer heel. Lift the kneecaps up, up, up. Another full inhalation, exhalation here. And then hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up halfway. Let's heel toe the feet in. And we're coming down to complete our cycle of inversion. As always, you could do one block. You could do 2 blocks on top. If you wanted medium blocks, do 2 blocks side by each. It's just more stable. Coming all the way back and down. Just before we come up, go ahead, take the head a little side to side, relaxing any tension. Nice. Then bringing the head back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale. Press the feet down. Lift the hips. Take your blocks underneath your pelvis. Right? Adjust whatever needs adjusting. You want it to be horizontal across the back of the pelvis. Press the elbows down. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other and down the back. Then exhale, draw the knees into the chest. Inhale, press the feet up towards the sky. Keep rolling the outer, upper arms down, down, down. Nice. Back of the neck is super long. Legs are perpendicular to the earth. They're not close to you. They're not far away from you. They're directly on their plumb line. Soften the jaw, the teeth, the tongue. Another full cycle of breath here, letting your body equilibrate. And as you exhale, slowly, slowly bend the knees, letting the feet come to the floor. Nice. Press the feet down, lift the hips, take the blocker blocks out from underneath you, and roll down one vertebra at a time. Once the pelvis lands on an exhale, draw the knees into the chest, little rocking from side to side, smoothing out the back body, letting go of any tension. Nice. And hands on the bent knees. Let's steer the knees around in a circle, a few times in one direction and a few times in the other. And then last but not least, take the soles of the feet together, reach through, catch the ankles. The heels are moving towards the pelvis. The outer shoulder blades are heavy. The knees are opening wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. Nice. You could take the head a little side to side here, especially if you had shoulder and neck tension. Beautiful. Exhale, release. Set yourself up for Shavasana. Highly recommend you take something underneath the head, right? Support underneath the head and the neck can really make a big difference. And then perhaps it would feel nice to take your flat blocks underneath your upper thighs. If you have an eye pillow or something to cover your eyes, go ahead and grab it now. And then before we commit to stillness, let's open the mouths wide. Stick the tongues out. Stretch the tongue, stretch the jaw, stretch the throat, stretch, stretch, stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then draw the tongue back into the mouth. Let just the lips come back to touch. And then let go yourself completely. Let loose yourself completely. Let yourself rest here now in stillness and silence, knowing now there's nothing to do. Now there's nothing to do. Now, if you have the time and space to remain in Shavasana for longer, I want you to stay right where you are. Others, if you're time bound or just ready to move, I want you to start by deepening the breath. Deepening the breath, coming back to the surface of the body, moving fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Nice. And then as you feel ready, draw the knees back up into your chest. Give yourself a hug. And then very slowly, very mindfully, roll to your right side, pausing on the right side, feeling the earth beneath you, feeling that stability, that structure. And then the head's going to be the last thing to arrive. The eyes remain closed. You're going to use your hands to push yourself back up to a seated position. Coming upright, descending the tailbone, lifting through the crown of the head. Then taking the hands together in front of the heart, palm against palm, fingers elongated, lift the sternum to the base of the thumbs, broaden the collarbones. And on an exhalation, let the chin move forward and down, bowing to the seat of the soul, bowing to that divine inner wellspring of kindness, compassion, patience, and joy. The light in me is deeply honored by your light, grateful for your practice, and humbled by your presence. And in case no one's told you yet today, I love you, and I am convinced of your capacity to continue crafting a life worth living. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste. Good job, everybody. And happy Halloween.